Hey, it's Christine, Manifestation Queen, here to remind you of your manifesting power. Oh, I have such a good success story, and it just happened this morning. So it's fresh in my mind and it's all very exciting. I have to share. So it has to do with my husband. A romantic relationship could be a friendship or relationship with your parents or family or whatever. And they're not treating you the way that you like them to, you can flip it around. So, my husband's kind of a badass, and I manifested him to be that way because I like his little attitude sometimes. I think because he's very opposite of me. Like, if you know me and you know my channel, I'm very easygoing and usually pretty bubbly and happy. And he's usually happy, but he's like more aggressive, I would say, which I like about him. Very masculine in my eyes. And although sometimes that aggressiveness comes out towards me, which I don't like. So, and I've always kind of just like brushed it off in the past. But I would say in the past few months, I've been affirming it away. So as soon as I notice he's being kind of nasty to me or giving me an attitude, and we've been married for almost 11 years now. So sometimes when you've been with the same person for a long time, you just kind of know that he knows he can push his buttons and get away with it, basically. And I do the same to him, but we're just in my mind at a core belief we're inseparable. Anyway, so anytime he was being a little aggressive towards me or giving me a nasty attitude, I would just ignore it and I would affirm in my head, he's always nice to me. He's always nice to me. He's always nice to me. So I would totally ignore what was going on and just repeat over and over, he's always so nice to me. He's happy. He's always so nice to me. And then within a few hours or maybe in a day, he would totally flip around. Like he would apologize or just start to be nice to me. And I was like, wow, it works. And then I noticed that it would happen again. And then I'd have to go, affirm her all over again. He's always nice to me. He's always nice to me. He's always nice to me. And then it would work again. So I was like, this happened like 4 or 5 times where I was repeating over and over, he's always nice to me. And boom, it would play out. I was like, wow, I'm good at this manifesting thing, good at this affirming people to respect me. So we got into a fight like last week. Um, it wasn't over anything big. I was working and he was trying to tell me something. And I was so involved in my work that I was looking at my computer and I wasn't looking at him. And he was trying to tell me something very important. And he took it as I don't listen to him. I'm not paying attention to him. And I almost kind of felt kind of bad. I was like, yeah, I was wrong. And even with apologizing to him, he was just not having it. He was pissed. So he was being very mean to me. And so I started my affirmations. He's always nice to me. He's always nice to me. And then it went on every day where he was just mean. Like he was ignoring me. Anytime he talked to me, he'd give me an attitude. So I just kept affirming, he's always nice to me. He's always nice to me. To the point where it got into like a few days where I was like, oh my God, what happens if we end up like getting divorced? Should I think about like looking at other places to live? Like I was starting to like doubt that my manifestation was going to play out or that, doubt that this affirmation trick that I've been using is working because now it's almost a week in and it's not playing out the way that I wanted it to. And I was like, oh, well, I don't know. I kind of came to the place where like, oh, if it ends up that we end up going our separate ways, it's okay. I'll be all right. Like, no big deal. Like, this is his choice. Maybe it would be better. I don't want to make him angry. I want him to be happy. I want us to be happy because he was kind of making me miserable with his miserableness. Like, oh, it was tough to ignore the 3D world of him being so mean. So even through having all the doubts, I was like, no, that's not the way I want it to be. We're still going to be together. We're inseparable. He's my soulmate. Like, I just know that as a core belief. I've decided that long ago. He's always nice to me. He's always nice to me. And then last night I was like, oh, because we haven't even like gone anywhere near each other. We haven't even slept in the same bed for a whole week. Because I was like, I actually just slept in my son's room just because I felt like he did not want me around him. Which my son's bed is way more comfortable. So I didn't mind it. But anyway, and my son is only 3, so he's little. Anyway, so last night I was like, you know what? We haven't even cuddled in a while. I was like, I just want a hug from him. That would be so nice. It's so nice to get a hug. And I just kept affirming, he's always so nice to me. He's always so nice to me. So I woke up the next morning, didn't think much of like, I thought it was just going to be the usual. He's going to ignore me today. And anytime I ask him something, he's just going to snip at me. But he came over and gave me a hug this morning. And it was like out of nowhere because yesterday he was also ignoring me and being mean. He was consistent for a whole week, ignoring and being mean to me. So for him to come out of nowhere after I just had the thought last night, I'd love to get a hug from him. He didn't even say anything and just came up to me and gave me a hug. And I started crying happy tears because I was like, what? My manifestation came like that overnight manifestation. And we obviously resolved everything. And he was almost kind of teaching me a lesson. He's like, see, you ignored me. Don't like being ignored? Like, I told you I'm sorry. So everything's now resolved. And we said some really nice words to each other this morning. And it was just really nice for him to hold him. That's all I wanted was to just love that. Love hugs and touching, especially people you love. Like, isn't it so nice to put your body against someone else's body and just feel their energy? Love it. So I was also thinking that in terms of Neville Goddard, everyone is you pushed out. So I always think about why did I manifest him to not conform to my affirmations for an entire week? Like, why would I manifest that? And I came to the conclusion that there's some other manifestations that I'll call trying, although I hate that word because you don't try to manifest. You just either have it or you don't. There's no in between. So there's some manifestations that I've been playing around in my 4D world, but they haven't shown up in my 3D world, which I'm okay with. But through this experience, I realized I can really hold the faith. No matter how long it takes, if I'm persistent and consistent in what I choose in my desire, knowing that at my core level, my core belief, my higher power, whatever you want to call it, it's going to play out in my reality. So it just gave me even more confidence and assurance that the other manifestations that I'm working on, that I already have, they are going to present themselves to me at the perfect time when I'm not paying attention. I don't need to look into the 3D world to see if they're there yet. The 3D world will show me. Just like I wanted a hug, I didn't go ask my husband for a hug. I didn't go check and see if he was going to be mean to me again today. I actually assumed he was going to be mean, which is another topic. But my reality brought to me my husband's hug. I didn't have to, if there's a specific person that you want to change the way that they respond to you, you want things to change, flip it around, stick with an affirmation, be persistent, know that at your core level, at your core belief, that that's truly what you desire. Be persistent. Don't worry about when it's going to happen. It will present itself to you at the perfect time. My dog is going nuts. 1 second. And it will work out. And when it does, you're going to love it. It's going to be so good. Like, comment, subscribe. If you need one-on-one coaching, link is in my about section. And I'll see you in the next video.